Do you have $800 burning a hole in your pocket that instead of saving for a rainy day, you want to spend it on a gaming computer that you're going to use at most once a week? Great! Let's get straight into it. The best CPU for this price range is the i5-13400F, and there's no room for debate. This processor has 10 cores and 16 threads, which is almost unheard of, especially when compared to all Ryzen equivalents. Motherboards can vary a lot based on your needs. We chose the GIGABYTE B660M AORUS Elite AX. Sure, it's not the prettiest and is still DDR4, but this motherboard has Gen 4 M.2 slots, 2.5GB LAN, 4 DIMM slots, and a respectable I/O. But why DDR4, you may ask? DDR5 really isn't worth it. DDR4 is cheap. Like, go get 32GB for $55 kinda cheap. But if you want to save $20 and get 16GB, that should be more than enough. But just spend the extra $20. RAM specs are kinda boring, but 32MHz or higher is just fine. So this will work. Want to know what else is cheap? SSDs. This exact SSD was $100 6 months ago. Now it's $50. It's a 1TB SSD with Gen 4 speeds up to 5,000 megabytes per second. And if you need a little more, this SSD cost $250 a year ago. Now it's only $100 and gets up to 7,000 megabytes per second. But for this budget, we'll stick to the Team Group. But we got some other great deals and alternatives on every single part linked below. So just like RAM, power supplies are kinda boring. Like efficiency ratings? Nah, I mean, your parents or landlord pay the electricity bill, right? Well, here's a power supply that hopefully won't test their homeowner's insurance. It's 600 watts from a reputable brand, and it just so happens to be one of the cheapest 600 watt power supplies. But if you want to spend a little extra and get the convenience of modular cables, here are a few other options as well. I love this case for the price, but for some reason, the black one has 3 addressable fans, while the white one has 4. But they are always rainbow. So if you appreciate a back exhaust fan and don't only want rainbow throw-up, the SAMA IDX8 has 4 ARGB fans, a 2-slot vertical GPU mount, and just looks meh. Okay, NVIDIA fans, get your fingers ready because we're going AMD on this GPU. This GPU may get beaten out by the used GTX 1080 Ti from 6 years ago, but for new GPUs, the RX 6650 XT is the best in its class. Somehow. The only competitive offer from NVIDIA would be the RTX 3060, which in raw performance falls around 13% weaker for $20 more. Sure, you might want it for DLSS or applications like NVIDIA Broadcast, but here's how their benchmarks line up. For $800, not too shabby.